Much of our culture's media revolves around the lives of the famous members of our society. Which begs the question, does it matter who the tabloids follow and what their opinions are? Well, the answer is yes, and also no. I'm Matthew Murphy, and this is Herald from the North. Once you've attended a live concert, the atmosphere is difficult to forget. The audience waits in eager anticipation for the stars to arrive while sitting jam-packed inside of a stadium with thousands of lights flashing everywhere. As soon as the singer and the band walk out onto the stage, the room explodes with cheers of delight and a roar of applause. Once it begins, the people will blow out their eardrums and vocal cords just to listen and to sing along. And if by chance the singer comes down and hands them a t-shirt or a trinket or even just touches their hand, they stare in awe as if they've seen the face of God. And while there have always been famous people in the world that are well known and loved by the masses, the internet makes it so that our every waking moment can be spent emotionally investing in their lives. We pass the time discussing who our favorite celebrity is and why they're superior to all the others. We become obsessed with knowing all the details of their lives, consuming any product that they advertise, and grasping at every opportunity to get a glimpse of them. We make the love of actors and politicians and athletes a piece of who we are. Our allegiance supplants our personality, and our fealty to them becomes our sign that we are one of the virtuous ones, the in crowd. Needless to say, this is not a healthy way of living, for many reasons. Firstly, and most obviously, it creates a false perception of the person behind their famous persona. Because of their fame and wealth, we begin to see them not as fallible humans, but as uniquely perfect, like the only splashes of color in a monochrome world. And because of this, we treat them as though they hold the key to everything in our society. Actors begin to weigh in on serious cultural issues, even though their only credential is that they excel at pretending to be somebody that they're not. Singers write songs to protest complicated global conflicts with little knowledge about the intricacies of international relations. Athletes give advice that doesn't make any sense, politicians make promises that they can't keep, and so on. Just recently, Newsweek conducted a poll that asked how important Taylor Swift's political endorsement is to people, and found that, quote, 18% of voters say that they're more likely or significantly more likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Swift, end quote. And 18% might not seem like a lot at first, until you realize that that percentage should be zero. Even if you like Taylor Swift, she became famous by singing about breakups, not for giving political insights. Just because someone is famous for a particular skill does not mean that they have the answer to all the world's problems. Secondly, the obsession with personalities distracts us from what really matters, people's morals. It used to be that in the entertainment sphere, the only time you saw or heard from an actor was during interviews that were curated to make them seem likable. Because of this, we knew very little about their political stances and personalities and personal beliefs, and so we go about our lives knowing that the only thing an actor represented was the character that they played on screen. But that's no longer the case. Because of social media, celebrities are able to engage with their audience all the time. This results in any bad behavior or thoughtless opinions that they may have to be plastered everywhere, and their tedious lives and petty dramas to be played out on the national stage. And you would think that this would shatter the illusion that these people are perfect, but oftentimes it has the opposite effect. People begin to emulate the destructive behavior of their idols because if a famous and likable celebrity does it, then it must not be so bad. A celebrity's disastrous conduct becomes incorporated into their perfect persona, and it ends up encouraging people to support ideas and activities that they may not have otherwise. It turns a fan base into an activist group for a detrimental lifestyle that pressures and coerces people who enjoy the same movies or songs to take part. All of this without any consideration for the toxic effect it can have on kids and adults alike when they're trying to imitate their favorite artist. It's important to note, though, that influence in and of itself is not inherently a bad thing. If used positively, a celebrity's influence can help people to seek out the valuable aspects of life. They can encourage people to look outside of themselves and to see that there's more to life than comfort and self-gratification, or to show that in everything in life we're called to live wisely and intentionally. Imagine if someone like Taylor Swift simply announced at her concert that some of the most important things you can do in life are to read books and to spend time outside. Book sales would skyrocket, and REI would be packed, all because a singer said that she liked to read and to sit in the park. These are the kinds of attributes that great leaders embody, someone who can use their words and actions to inspire people to do more than they ever thought possible. But all of these things I just mentioned would be valuable regardless of who's saying them. And unfortunately, the celebrities who are willing to display these kinds of thoughtful and valuable messages are few and far between. Instead, celebrities continue to make bad choices while people are suckered into thinking they should as well. The personalities blind people to the spew of garbage advice and reprehensible lifestyles that influence the culture at large. We can't allow ourselves to be taken anymore. We have to be willing to disagree with people and to speak out when people are straying away from reason and common sense. We should only care about a celebrity's opinion because of the worthiness or insanity of their idea, not because it comes from the celebrity themselves. And this doesn't mean that we should never listen to anyone famous or forever boycott a movie just because we have a disagreement with who's making it. And this isn't a call for cancel culture where people levy their political and social power to destroy people's lives and reputations because they expressed an opinion that we don't like. This is a wake-up call to say that we should value ideas over personalities. It's an acknowledgement of the reality that the deification of celebrities inhibits us from separating the good things that they say and do from the bad. Every person has something that you'll disagree with in one way or another, so a person's wealth and status shouldn't exempt them from the same criticisms that we use in every other context. Celebrities are not God, and neither are we. It becomes our job to sift through the mountains of opinions and beliefs in the world to find the ones that will ultimately pull people towards the truth, regardless of who's saying it. That's all I have for today. Thanks for listening, and until next time, farewell. Thanks for listening. Remember to use the links in the description to follow me on social media and wherever you get your podcasts so that you never miss an episode.